Good afternoon, fellow Gambians. Good morning to those in the United States, and good evening to some in China and other areas, other regions of the world. Fellow Gambians, we are just here to make a short video on the case for voting for the opposition coalition candidate, Honorable Adama Barrow. Whilst the men and the boys are watching football, taking this opportunity to record this, to put this video, so that a lot of people can watch it later. But maybe our sisters should be online because they are not bothered with football. The case for voting for the opposition coalition candidate, Honorable Adama Barrow, will be made by a lot of competent Gambians. Will be made by a lot of Gambian men and women to sort of give Gambians the reasons why they need to distance themselves from somebody whom we came to know with all the evidences at hand as the most brutal present-day African tyrant, President Yahya AJJ Jammeh. Now Gambians, Yahya Jammeh has been using counterintelligence. He has been using a technique of mind games against many ordinary Gambian citizens for the past 20 to 22 years of his elections, of his presidency. Now, his major weapons, his major tool of winning elections is division. Yahya Jammeh understood. He understands the significance of having a divided society. With a divided society, somebody like him, a semi-illiterate, let me put it that way, a criminal, a gangster, a self-confessed murderer can have his way. This is how the likes of Idi Amin have been able to remain presidents of Uganda, murdering countless people. This is how the likes of former Colonel Gaddafi have remained presidents for Libya for over 46 years. The likes of Bashar Assad of Syria being criminals, but yet still being the heads of state of their respective countries. Now, as for us in Gambia, the country is a small country with a lot of diverse people. In our national anthem, we have the diversity which was captured by the writer of the national anthem. Now we are at a stage where the country is at a crossroad. Our strength is not going to be our division. Our strength is not going to be what unites us. The diversity, we made that as our strength. A few days ago, we were sort of monitoring the sort of statements of Usman Baji, the CDS, in different military camps. His last statement was at the task force command center in Kanifing, and there he dared to state to those soldiers, a combine of NIA agents, custom officers, police officers, a combined force. He told them that they are ready for NRP, for PDOIS. Primarily, they are ready for UDP, and particularly, they are ready for the Mandinkas. Now, people were shocked because the coalition happened sometime last week, but he was not even aware. So they are prepared for fighting us as individual entities, as individual units. So this is where their strength lies. So this is their battle plan. The battle plan of the APRC regime under the leadership of Yahya Jammeh is to fight us as a divided society. Now our party leaders, the opposition party leaders, came together through a convention, through means that bring all of their supporters and their delegates, headed by the likes of Almar Tambajang, to try to bridge the gap, to try to make us speak from one hymn seat, to try to make us all understand one thing and one thing only. It is the Gambia that matters. It is the Gambia that is boiling now. Every single Gambian today is paranoid, is afraid, And a lot of our youths are fleeing. They are running away due to lack of opportunities. The youth unemployment in the Gambia is one of the highest in the sub-region. Unemployment alone is not enough, but coupled with depression, coupled with the fear factor, coupled with the lawlessness, coupled with the sort of blatant human rights abuses. Although Yahya Jammeh could point out to a few issues, a few structures to say, these are my achievements. But any achievement, any structure, any development is meant for the people. If the people are oppressed, if the people's rights are violated, those developments have no purpose, no essence, and no significance to the country. I'll give you two examples. The late Saddam Hussein of Libya, of Iraq, developed Iraq to a modern Western country, some of the cities in Iraq. But he achieved that with killing his own people, with having mass prisons, with denying people their rights, and with oppression and running Libya in a line of sectarian divided nature. Now, people will tolerate that until a point that they could have a breathing space. As soon as they have that, they will revolt against that system and they will destroy every symbol of development by such a leader. The second example is Libya. Colonel Gaddafi developed Libya. Colonel Gaddafi developed Libya to the standard of a lot of Western European countries, cities. However, he achieved that with mass incarceration, with secret killing squads, with serious oppression and the violations of the rights of his people. Now, today in Libya, Libyans are destroying those structures built by Colonel Gaddafi. Now, for us in Gambia, Yahya Jammeh, excuse me guys, people are, Gambians like to persist when they're calling. Today in Libya, people themselves are destroying those same structures built by Gaddafi. So in Syria as well, we can see the fact that the structures built by the Syrian president, Bashar Assad, some of his factories have been classmates with some Syrians who were, high level, studying a lot of things, and they've achieved quite a lot. However, today, Syria is a ghost city. Development is meant for the people. It's not meant for animals. It's not meant for dogs. So Yahya Jammeh cannot justify his oppression. He does not have any reason to oppress a single Gambian. We have legal institutions. Their work is to look at the laws and make sure they execute those laws without favor, without fear of anybody. So it is not his job. It is not his job to create fear factor in that country, to kill journalists, to exile people, to imprison peaceful protesters. So the case here for Gambians is for us not to look at ethnicity, is for us not to look at regionalism, is for us not to look at wealth and status, but for us to look at one key issue: the rights of every single Gambian. The life of every single Gambian is important and is sacrosanct. Nobody should be allowed to destroy those lives based on their own inadequacies. CDS Usman Baji went all around the military barracks of the Gambia, and his message it's of one nature: division. We're gonna fight the Mandinkas and we will eliminate them. Now, Gambia is not owned by Mandinkas. Why has their battle plan been for the extermination or the elimination or the subjugation of the Mandinkas? Now, what they want to do is to have a society where we stand and watch other people's been killed and we said it does not affect us. Whilst when you look at every single one of us, my mother is Fula, brought up within the Sarahule mixed Sarahule communities. So if you touch the Fulas, you touching me. If you touch the Sarahules, you touching me. Grew up in Talinding with Jolas, and if you touch the Jola, you touch me. But these people believe that with the enough fear factor in the society, they can make us watch whilst others are targeted and neutralized or eliminated. But with the coalition candidates, we have a coalition and umbrella of all the political parties in the Gambia. Apart from GDC, we have now barely come together as one concrete block to make sure that this man cannot have any wedge between us as brothers. Now, and Gambians have to be very intelligent, especially those Gambians that have been to school or that understand the politics of other countries. Yaya Jammeh use simple mind games on the ordinary local people in the towns and villages. Unfortunately, most of us who call ourselves educated people do not discuss politics with our mothers, our fathers, and our uncles. We do not discuss these things with them. So those people, their understanding of politics and the reality is very simple, very basic. When they hear Yaya Jammeh sitting on television, God put me here, he's targeting those ordinary people. He's not targeting the average high school graduate. He's not targeting university degree graduate, although there are some of our university degree graduates who are more idiotic or stupid, excuse my language, than the average unilliterate person. So the fact here is that it's for us now. This is why the emphasis on us calling our people, directly telling them the candidate you need to vote for is Adama Barrow of the opposition coalition. And as soon as we know the color of the ballot box, how it's going to look like, we take this picture, send it through WhatsApp, through Viber, tell them this is how the box is going to look like. That's the person who is going to save Gambia from killing, from fear, from murder, from disappearances. Gambians call themselves Muslims, and as Muslims, Gambians call themselves Christians, and as Christians, Jesus Christ says in the Bible, love yourself and then love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor even more than your own self. Now God the Almighty tells Muslims in the Quran, if you kill one person unjustly, it is as if you have killed the whole world. One person. Now, how many of our mothers and sisters can swear to their life, to anything they believe in that they don't know or haven't heard of people being killed by Yaya Jammeh? Now, you make the case simple to your mothers and your fathers and your uncles and sisters. Yaya Jammeh will always have people who will follow him. We cannot eliminate people. The Pharaoh who did mass murder against the Jews was having supporters, both spiritual supporters and ordinary supporters. Gaddafi, who was murdering his own people, who was calling his own people rats. He was calling his own people rats. Gaddafi himself was having supporters. So any dictator you see in this world will always have supporters. And who do they run to? God, God, God. God put me here. God put me here. So do we all believe that God will put a murderer and a tyrant, as our heads of state? If any Gambian believe that, then that Gambian need to get his head checked out. Okay? So Yaya Jammeh is now relying on those simple psychology. They believe in God. He doesn't believe in God. Neither does he care about God. But what he is trying, the only thing he can say is that God put me here and God is going to take me here, away from here. So if God put him there and God is going to take him out of there, so the people are now hearing, then we have no power to do anything. So it is your job now to tell those people, he's playing with your mind. It is your vote that put him there. Barack Obama of the United States get the power to have his finger on the nuclear atomic bomb in America. But what made Obama, an ordinary lawyer, a senator, or congressman, to become the most powerful man? It is the votes. So Yaya Jammeh's power is in your votes. Deny him that, and you have taken the responsibility to deny him the power to kill anybody, to insult anybody, to abduct anybody. So as we are saying now, people are saying that babies are going, young boys and girls are going missing because he wants to use them for his own sacrifice to have the power. Now, those who believe in religion, Christians, Muslims, believe that the devil, hates human beings. So the destruction of the human being delights the devil, and it helps that destroyer with some powers. So this is the powers that Jammeh is looking for in young boys and girls in our towns and cities. So it is our job as individuals now to sort of speak to our people to make sure they vote for Adama Barrow and Adama Barrow alone. If Mama Kande come on board, fine. If he does not come on board, then it is for us as Gambians to call for a general boycott against his candidature and against his party. Fellow Gambians, the case to vote for the coalition candidate is a simple one. It is for us to end the 22 years of brutality, of fear, of murder, of rape, of indiscriminate rudeness by our own head of state, who believes that he owns every plot of land in that country. He owns virtually any business. He can just take any business, anything. So he's running that country as a mafia. It is your job to be active, to speak to your family. You are more important to your family than anybody. Your word is more important to your family than anybody's voice or word. So it is your job to talk to them, to tell them the only candidate you need to vote for is Adama Barrow of the opposition coalition, where you have the NRP, the PDOIS, the GMC, the GPDP, the NCP, the UDP, and the independent candidate Aissatou Touré. Tell them that we want the Gambia to unite. We want our hearts to heal. We want to be like we were before Yaya Jammeh come on board. Fellow Gambians, never underestimate Yaya Jammeh. And we Gambians are good at underestimating people. Never underestimate somebody who is willing to do anything to have his way. He has a lot to lose. The exit cost for Yaya Jammeh is very, very high. Therefore, he is not going to try to not use any means to stay. He will not use violence unless we give him the opportunity. And how do we give him the opportunity? I.e., if we respond to his provocations. As the opposition leaders are saying, let's show him peace. Let's show the Gambia that we can change peacefully. He cannot just come on the street and start firing indiscriminately. No. He will use intelligence agents to bury themselves among us and to try to create confrontation with his own people. It's like he's planted people within us trying to provoke so that he can have a reason. So it is high time for us to speak with a message of peace, but with a powerful strength to say that we will not lie down, we will not back down, and we will make sure our people hold hands, shoulder to shoulder, peacefully, and resist every sort of aggression coming from him. Because our votes are our powers. Let us talk to our family for them not to sell their votes. Finally, I'll record another one in Mandinka at another date, maybe later on. But to point out to our people that the chiefs and the alcalos are Yaya Jammeh's major strengths of vote stealing. So, especially within the Combo East and the rural areas, these are their key areas where the chiefs and the alcalos will send people to go and steal votes. And let's deny him that right. He's relying on his money. This is why he said God himself put me here. It's the money he's talking about. It's not God coming down or any angels or any jinns. He's talking about his cash. Because he says that Gambians don't and Gambians cannot shy away from receiving money, whatever kind of money. So it is our job now to talk to our family for this 1 month to hold their stomachs, to hold their ngentes, to hold their kulios and their hewos, to please not use a blood money to buy anything from it. So I thank you very much. The case for opposition coalition candidate Adama Barrow is the one who is the unifier, is the umbrella leader whom that all the other parties have backed apart from GDC. So let us carry this message and stop Yaya Jammeh peacefully with our marble votes. And Gambians can do this. Gambians are ready all over the country. He has seen that readiness. That's why he's trying to use the counterintelligence. He's trying to force the civil servants. And the Gambian civil servants now have to be very clever to speak to their families privately in their homes and tell them that, look, we do not vote for Yaya Jammeh and we do not support him. So all that you can do is for you to talk to your family, to tell them, don't vote for Yaya Jammeh because I am not voting for him. He kills people, and any vote for him means I am a killer. Because Yaya Jammeh is our responsibility as a nation. If he kills anybody and our family members vote for him, know that our family members are complicit in murder. They are guilty. of empowering a murderer, just like a soldier who will wear a blackada, go and torture and rape women. He is as guilty as the one who gave him orders. Yesterday we were speaking to an NIA agent, and he says if Yahya Jammeh is abroad and he wants somebody tortures, he will make sure that it is videoed. And he says that videos are sometimes played in front of some of them NIA agents. This guy was saying Yahya Jammeh folds his hand. He even demonstrated. He folds his hands, watch the video from end to finish. He will not even look anywhere. And afterwards, he will just smile or have a rude laugh and got up. This is our president. It's somebody whose ego means everything to him. Even if it was killing his own kids, that's what his ego means to him. But since Gambians have stood up all over the world, men and women, in America, in Europe, in Africa, within Gambia itself, in Senegal, everywhere, he doesn't know what to do. Because as I said earlier, the battle plan is to have a divided country. With a divided country, he will have his way. But together, let's, as Michael Moore was telling to some American voters who are trying to doubt Hillary Clinton, he told them, keep hating Hillary until you reach the ballot box. Just drop it in the Hillary's ballot box, but still continue hating him. If that will make you feel good, do that. So if you dislike Adama Barrow, you dislike the UDP, you dislike some of the opposition leaders, keep disliking them. But at least they are far better choice, far greater choice, far nobler choice than the man whose record you have seen, and a man who will never change, who has confiscated the lands all over Combo, and who is feeding our civil servant with sacrificial animals, giving them concoction of stuffs we don't know, who has made our military as pet projects, made soldiers to be cow herders, cattle herders. Okay, somebody who has completely taken ownership of our state. He can fire any civil servant for any reason. And if any parastatal diary hire you, if he hears it, he will sack that director or whoever is in charge and fire you again. This is somebody who never forgives, who will not forgive, who will never ever change. He can only change with our votes. Just like Idi Amin was calling himself, I'm still the emperor, when he was in Jeddah on asylum. He was mad, clinically mad, but people don't know. Jammeh is a psychopath, and he will never change. But our votes can remove him from endangering the life of every single Gambian. I thank you very much, your brother, your friend, your fellow Gambian brother, Alhaji Suntu Toure. The case for voting for coalition candidate Honorable Adama Barrow, somebody who has reached through the all major ethnicities of the Gambia and whose personality will never ever allow him to oppress any Gambian based on ethnicity, religion, or anything. Muslims, Christians, and non-Muslims, whatever you are, let's please close our eyes, talk to our people, and engage. As the Prophet Muhammad said, do not allow the hatred of a people make you to be unjust. However much you dislike somebody, don't be unjust. By voting for Yahya Jammeh, it means your dislike of some of the opposition has far greater than the evil crimes that Yahya Jammeh is doing. Let us talk to our families, and let us be fair, and let us work hard, because we want a Gambia where openness and transparency will be on the order of the day, where the media will be truly free, where private television stations will have a proper market, where radio stations, FM station broadcasters can compete for audience, where educative programs on politics, on culture, on art, on music, on religion, these things will flourish, where young Gambians can aspire to be whatever they want without looking for anybody's favor, where the relationship we have with the international community will go back beyond the PPP heydays, where we'll have many foreign embassies employing many young Gambians, where we will build relationship with all major NGOs and all major donor partners, where most of our roads will be built for free through our good relationship and partnership with the Commonwealth, with the ECOWAS, with the EDF, with the EU, European Development Fund, fund, with the UN Global Development Aid, and many other things. So this relationship, many Gambians can aspire to be whatever they want. That is what we want, a Gambia we want to see. All the wrongs that Yahya Jammeh has done, people are not going to walk around with guns. Where are they? No, you allowed a commission of peace and reconciliation and justice commission to take ownership. We have many fine Gambian lawyers, many fine Gambian financial experts, many Gambian fine IT experts. We can import experts on forensic science to sort of add evidences, and this will be, go through a period of national healing where everybody can know exactly what happened, how it happened, and our students in the schools can be taught so that nobody can emulate Yahya Jammeh, where our brotherhood with every single community will transcend any hatred as believers in God. Hatred is it's a major crime, it's a major sin. Do not hate anybody, do not hate anybody, do not hate any Gambian because it's Jola, Fula, Manjako, Karoninka, Sarahule, Olof, or anything. Let's be, finally, let's be brothers and sisters. And Adama Barrow transcends many of the ethnic groups, and he understands how to build the relationships. And with the help of the likes of Khalifa, Ahmad Ba, Mai NK Fati, Henry Gomez, Aissatou Touré, Farmada Tambajang, the Dembo Bifos, and the freeing of Lawyer Dabo and all the other experienced political prisoners with Femi Peters, KMS and Lamin Diba, Lamin Jata, and all the women in prison, the Gambia will see love again. All the families that have lost their loved ones during the Jammeh regime, we create a moment of healing for them. We create a moment of reconciliation, a moment of brotherhood, where rehabilitations of our security forces, where proper training of the Gambia Army, the Gambia Police, the Gambia Custom, the paramilitary, all of them will be professionals. Those who lack the requisite qualification, they will be helped whilst in the job so that they can feed their families, where the pay scale will be increased, where the Dalasi will be strengthened, where the central bank will be truly independent, where our financial institutions can do lending in a responsible and proper way, so that our civil servants can be able to live in a comfortable life, no corruption. I thank you very much for making the case for coalition candidate Honorable Adama Barrow. He will be nominated on Wednesday. Go out in your numbers and talk to your people. Your votes are your power. Do not sell it. Do not sell it. Do not sell it. Thank you very much.